Hello peeps, welcome back. We're going to do some another workshop, couple of workshop videos here. People seem to be liking these, and as you know, we've always got work to do on the on Dora and the other cars. Land Rovers, aren't they? There's always something to do, always something to do. So I've been having an issue with Dora now for I don't know, a couple of years maybe, where the brake pedal doesn't quite return all the way, leaves the brake lights on. So I've tried everything over the years, all sorts. We've swapped the servo, we've tried all sorts of bits and pieces. Thought it was something to do with bleeding them out, but anyway, we've never been able to sort it out. So resorted to just basically putting a big spring on the pedal. Not ideal, not ideal. So thinking back through things over the last few days, and I'm thinking, you know, when it all really started was when I changed the master cylinder, and I changed it to, I don't know, part, something like that maybe. And as far as I can remember, that's since then it's really been the issue. And it can get quite hairy sometimes with the way Dora brakes. They're fine when they're locked on, but getting them on, sometimes, trust me. So what we're going to do today, off the Dora car, black, I noticed a couple of days ago, you look there, that we've actually got a genuine Land Rover master cylinder, which, as far as I'm aware, peeps, as far as I'm aware, was working fine. So it was a bit of an experiment, really. I'm going to take that one off there. I'm going to fit that to Dora and see if that sorts out my my braking issue, which I hope it does. I hope it does. But no guarantees with anything here, is there? No guarantees with anything. So stick with us. I'll just go and get a few tools. Doesn't need much really. A couple of spanners and a pair of pliers maybe. We'll whip this one off black, and then I'll catch up with you back inside the unit on Dora. Speak to you soon.
Okay, but I can't find a decent one, so I was looking at L322, or I do fancy a BMW 320D.
No.
Yeah.
What the f*** are you going to do with that? Put a set of tyres on that and take it up to pig lane.
Yeah. But I think...
You ever heard anything so daft, eh? Have you? So Connor's now going to start his own little channel, side channel called Two Wheel Drive UK.
What, is that just going to consist of me drifting a car around the zone?
Right, so should we get back to the job in hand, or what, shall we? Or should we just f*** about all day? I don't know, sounds like it might be an idea, just f*** about all day, to be honest. Anyway, right, so where am I? I've got the donor. So as you can see, it looks pretty good, that, you know. Wants a new O-ring maybe, but I think that'll be all right, because that's Land Rover, see? Land Rover never breaks down. So if only. So that's what we're going to be taking out. Looks a bit busier in here than it did in the donor car outside. I'm also having an issue, I think, with this cap. That I'm blowing water out. You can see it is a bit wet around here, and I think it also a little bit around there, see. So I think the cap's a bit goosed, and that looks a bit wet on the end, because I'm regularly having to put a bit of coolant in. I can't find any leaks. I did a water pump not long ago because that was gone, or on its way, and I changed that. I keep saying we, you know, I keep saying we, I don't know why, but anyway, I changed that a few weeks ago. So there's no leaks down there, it must be this. So I've also got just neck block on there. That cap looks like quite new, doesn't it? Wouldn't you say? The bottle looks all right. So I'm going to use that bottle. I'm going to swap that out for the one that's on Dora, and see if that sorts that out. So they're the two little jobs really on for today. Master cylinder, and then clearly we'll have to bleed the brakes through afterwards, and most likely the clutch, because as you know, the clutch steals from the brakes. Brilliant work, that. Brilliant idea, Mr. Land Rover. Not. Anyway, so it's just a couple of nuts, them two nuts down there, one there, 13 mil. One down there, 13 mil. and then these 2 unions here, 1, 2, and then we take this pipe off here, which is just like a low pressure feed. There's no pressure in that at all. So there is a clip on this one. There wasn't on the one I took off the donor car. So we'll just get the camera set up and we'll have a look at getting that off. Right, so let's unplug this first and we'll get this up out of the way. Give ourselves half a chance, eh? Get ourselves half a chance. Because it is a bit tight on the front here when you're trying to get it out. Don't know whether you can actually see down here. Have a look. This bit down here, it is a bit tight to get out around this bit of a bracketry thing here. So, anyway, I digress as usual. See if I can get that spanner on there. That doesn't want to go on there, that one. Let's try this one. It's a bit longer as well.
Yeah.
There we go. Once you get them loosened off, we should be able to do them. They should be finger tight, really. They're not massively tight, we've just got quite a long thread on them. Need little hands to do stuff like this, peeps. Not big clumping things like I've got.
I'm not saying nothing.
No, you best not, really.
No.
Let's not get into that. It's not what this is about, is it? What is it? So just to keep you up to date like we are, we've got a trip out tomorrow with the Jimmy. The Jimmy, as you well know by now, got his PD 150 engine in it.
Boost bus.
The Boost Bus, that's the new name for the Jimmy.
Is that what you're calling it?
I think he's going to take the Discovery off the screen, off the bonnet now, and put Boost Bus on there.
Nah, we put golf.
Golf. Alright, so he's going to start sporting VW badges, that's it. Oh, that's everywhere, doesn't it? All this mud that we all love so much.
Was it Jose says to you every time he opens your bonnet?
Poor Disco. That poor Disco. He says he's never seen a brown engine. What do we say? I was watching Salisbury back the other night. I decided to have a watch through some of our back catalogue bits. And I was watching Salisbury. If you haven't watched it, watch it. It's good fun, that one. And with the brown custard.
Brown custard.
Everything was full of brown custard that day. And we were watching that the other night, and Ryan's desperate, absolutely desperate to get the Jimmy down there. So that'll be one to watch out for next year. It's a nice trip down to Salisbury Plains. And I'm waffling on like this, you know, if you're sick of me waffling on, leave us a comment down below and tell Connor to put some music over the top of it. I can't help myself, you know. I'm just like that, I've got no friends. I have to talk to myself because no one else will bloody listen. So I just want to crack these ones off here before I take the other ones off completely. Just so I know it's not going to be a nightmare. And the same with that one. So there'll be one front, one rear. Which is which, I have no idea. But you can't go wrong putting them back in, eh? Let's hope. So just a bit of red rubber grease on that. Keep it supple, like a bit of suppleness. Just clean up. That's Monster, so that's all right. That's not corrosive. That'll bring life to Dora. But this stuff over there, brake fluid.
Are you sure Monster isn't corrosive?
No, it's not. It's lifeblood.
I've seen people clean workbenches with it.
Nah. That's just one of its uses. It doesn't mean it's corrosive. That's a pro, not a con.
Multi-purpose.
Yeah. Just got to get that in there now.
Have you lifted your bar up?
Which bar?
Your push rod?
That's where it was before.
Sure.
Should just pop straight back on, shouldn't it? I haven't moved anything. So that should just be where the other one was.
I don't know.
Oh, you mean what you make drop?
Yeah,
Oh, there it is.
I'll tell you what, people, it's lucky I'm here, isn't it?
get that in there, I need a screwdriver.
You need a screwdriver?
It's to hold it up, innit?
Ryan's just took his head off with his spring.
How else am I going to get that in? Just hold that up now with a screwdriver or something and feed that in.
Or you get somebody to sit in the cab with the pedal pushed down.
Let's try and put the in the spring first. No, we'll get the spanner back out, so a screwdriver. Screwdriver. And just see if that works. See that? Look, make our own tools and everything. So, yes, let's pull that like that. Can you bring that light a bit closer?
I would bring it closer, but I'm too short to reach.
Come on, just press the pedal, Connor. Yeah, that's working. Good me, you know, good me. I knew all about that. I wouldn't have put it together like that and then got rails and I had no brakes. I wouldn't have done that. It's not a good job Connor was here. Not at all.
Get somebody to press the pedal while feeding it constantly. You can just put a finger underneath, feed it into the master cylinder.
Did you hear that? You didn't. We'll get him to say it again. He's near to the camera. So what he said was, if you don't want to mess about like that with a little pick, well not a pick, that's a special tool. That tool there now, I'm going to paint that. That is a master cylinder putter on a tool, right? Which we'll be able to sell somewhere, I think. But if you didn't want to do that, what Connor is saying is if you get someone to go in the car, push the brake pedal to the floor, it'll push that little bar out, so you can then feed that straight onto the back of the master cylinder, which is probably easier than what I just did. But hey, who likes the easy route? Who likes the easy route? Plastering's not easy. Anyway, I better get on with this, hadn't I? Otherwise we'll never get finished. All that noise you can hear in the background, right? If you're thinking of getting a Jimmy, or if you own a Jimmy, you probably already know. But if you're thinking of buying a Jimmy, what you also need to buy is a grinder and lots of grinding discs. To cut out all the bits that are going to fall off.
Hold on, right, when
To be fair, this was an absolute rock box.
when you first bought it,
Absolute rock box.
how long did you spend welding it back together?
2 weeks.
Two weeks.
I got ripped off. I did. Guy had me off, he told me it was
How many
solid.
times were you going to scrap it when you got it?
Yeah, but here she is. Different engine, everything now.
What happened to the old engine?
Blew up.
How did it blow up?
The guy had me off, mate. The
guy had you off?
Yeah, he told me it was a good engine. It was.
So it had nothing to
It
do
was
with...
burning oil from the day I got it. I never topped it up with oil when I first got it, and then we went Bournemouth and I ran it out of oil pretty much. I had to put like 3 litres of oil in it. And then, ever since then, it's just never been the same, you know, it used to sometimes like starting, sometimes it would turn over really fast. It used to smoke a lot. Apparently it smelt when you were behind it. I don't know.
Well, I know I said earlier that doesn't really need a clip on there, but there was one on it. You know, I'm a fancy kind of guy.
Better safe than sorry, isn't it?
Yeah. So, you just need to now put some fluid in there. You get some fluid in. A little fluid. Got a couple of lines through them. We'll do a bleed. We'll do a manual bleed, but I'll crawl around on all fours underneath the car and Connor will sit inside pumping the pedal. And then we'll go through a bleed sequence with probably with the Hawkeye, because I have a Hawkeye. Connor's smart and posh and has a Nanocon, doesn't he? But I've got the Hawkeye. I've got the cheap man's one. So what I'll do is we'll go through that bleed sequence with you and show you pretty much. I mean, the manual bleed sequence is a manual bleed sequence. I'm sure you all know how to do that. So I won't bore you with that one. What we'll do is we'll go away. We'll fill this up with some fluid. Clean fluid, people. Do not reuse your old stuff. Well, unless you're desperate.
Wouldn't be the first time, would it?
But yeah, don't use old stuff, always new. From a sealed container, apparently. I think we lost all the lids off ours, but it's new fluid. But it's like, you know, you go back to that thing, when you were a kid, right? And you used to get up in the morning, and you'd have a go for a piece of toast. And you'd get the bread out, right? And there'd be a little bit of blue bit on the corner, and your mum would say, pull it off and get it eaten. It's the same with the DOT4, innit? It's only a bit of dust on the top. Fluid's all right. So we'll get on with that. We'll get this filled up. We'll get the manual bleed done while I'm back under there and he's having fun. And then we'll come back and we'll show you the automatic bleed suit or whatever it's called. I don't know. It's not automatic. You have to press the buttons.
Power bleed.
Power bleed. Good job, easy. Yeah? Power bleed. We'll show you the power bleed using Hawkeye, just in case you ever want to do it.
Go on, Hawkeye versus Nanocom.
Well, for me,
1 minute. What are you shouting at?
I've just done like a factory fit today. Suzuki, if you need anything.
yeah, it didn't say which factory.
Before we were rudely interrupted.
Again.
Hawkeye versus Nanocom.
Well, for me, Hawkeye, right? Because I'm simple, and so's that. You know what I mean? Nanocom. The trouble is with Nanocom, I plug it in and there's just too much. It looks too technical to me.
You've got to know what you're doing with Nanocom.
Yeah.
With Hawkeye, walks you through.
Turn it on and it goes beep, beep when you press the buttons. Do you know what I mean? And then you press a button before you actually do it. It says, "Are you sure you want to do this?" Like, Mr. Stupid, do you really want to? So it gives you a chance. I don't know whether Nanocom's like that, but
No, it's just like, I'll do it. If it breaks, it's your own fault. Tough.
So my advice: buy a Hawkeye. Buy a Hawkeye. So we'll show you that. We'll just go and get all this set up, and then we'll come back and show you doing that with the Hawkeye. Stick with us. So we filled it with brake fluid. We've done a manual bleed, sort of lying on my back underneath while Connor pumps the pedal like a big girl. I didn't mean that, Connor. I'm only joking. So, Hawkeye, my preferred tool. Not Connor's preferred tool, but mine, because it's simple. I'll show you what I mean now. So, plug straight into the OBD port. Let's just take this loop out of here. And when you first look at it, just looking at it, you can tell that's from my era, can't you? Just look at that, eh? That's when I was young, right? That was cutting edge, that was absolute cut. Like digital watches when they first come out. The ones, the little red ones, you had to press the button and they came up. Oh, this is like that, this is like that. But anyway, so, see, plug it in, it'll come on. Clearly, we want to be Land Rover. Okay, so it doesn't want to work.
Your batteries are unlinked.
Batteries are flat, so I think what we'll do is we'll...
Should we just put the top don on it?
Right, now we've got some power. Alright, so Land Rover. Then you go through all the ones. Now you have to unlock, I think, I'm not sure, do you have to unlock these? Do you have to pay for the extras, or does this do everything?
Can't remember.
I can't remember, but I've got on anyway. I've got the Defender. I don't think I have Freelander. I've got Discovery 1. I've got the full Discovery family. So we'll click on Discovery 2. We want to be looking at the ABS. And that. So it's just with these buttons here. Wabco D, that's the ABS module thing that's in there. So yeah, there's only one. Ensure that cable's used. Well, it is, otherwise it wouldn't be talking to it. Turn the ignition on. We're on. So that's just performing a test now. Give us all our fault codes and tell us that all the brakes aren't working and all my sensors are knackered. All that sort of stuff, I'm sure. Oh, I need to click that, yes. Vehicle fitted with ABS for Discovery 2, yes. Right, so what we want to do is go with bleeding. So click on bleeding. Do you wish to continue? See what I was saying, please? See what I was saying about that, right? Are you sure? Are you sure you're clever enough to do this? I'm not, no, but there you go. So, do you wish to continue? Yes. Turn the ignition off. I hope we keep enough power. So, okay. Before manual bleed, well, we've already done that. So we'll say, right, okay, turn ignition on. Okay, before modulation bleed procedure in instructions and continue. So there's a modulation as well. So what we have to do on this one is, so this is to bleed the ABS module. So what we need to do is press and hold the pedal, and you can feel your pedal push back and forth, and that'll go through its own program. As you can see, so there's air in that system because I can feel the pedal's not moving, it's not vibrating. Release the brake pedal. So it says, do we want to perform another cycle? Yes, we will. I like to do this a few times. So you can see there, left front wheel, right rear wheel, right front wheel, left rear wheel. Release the pedal. So what I'll do is I'll do that a few times. Ideally, I think you need to be doing that until you're feeling that buzzing on each wheel. I've got it there on the first two. Third one, there's not really any vibration in the pedal, nor on the fourth. So we'll do it just one more time, and then we'll go through, what we'll do is we'll go through a power bleed and try it all over again. So that's vibrating. That one's vibrating. That one a little bit now. And that one hardly anything at all. So what we'll do now, we'll finish that one. So we don't want to do another cycle of that, so we press the X. So that's now complete. Power bleed procedure. Left front wheel. So what we need to do here now is climb underneath the car. This should reach all the way under. Or maybe it won't. Maybe we'll have to get Connor to do this one for us. Climb under there, we'll see. So what we'll do is basically now, I'll climb underneath, we'll open the bleed valve and press the button. That will then power bleed, and we'll watch through the pipe to see any air that's coming out. And once we're getting clean, clear fluid coming through, shut the valve off. We may need to do this a few times to get it through. And this can be quite temperamental from time to time. So let's have a go, shall we? Let's take that knot out and play, doesn't it? Might be able to reach that under. And we could just keep Connor on the camera. Okay, so left front. What we'll do is we'll put a clear pipe on into a jug there, so we're not pumping it all into the environment. Okay, so open up the bleed valve, and if you could press that button for me, Connor, and there you can see the fluid pumping out nicely. There's the air, see that? So if you find if you keep this pipe pumping up, pointing up, could you press that again for me, Connor? And that way you'll keep fluid in this piece of pipe, and you'll be able to see when it's pumping air. You can see that looks quite clear. Oh, sounds like Ryan's had a bit of a dropsy there.
Press it again.
No, that'll do on that one, we think.
Okay.
Because that looked like it was coming to me, like it was coming through with clean fluid. So what's the next wheel, Connor? It'll now tell us what the next wheels will go to.
Rear right.
Rear right. So let's make our way down to the rear right, and we'll do the same procedure on that one.
Are you going to show the viewers at home how your brakes have been working for the past how many years?
Well, I did mention before, I've already took the spring off now, but it's been a bit hairy, you know. The brakes were, like I said earlier on, I think I said earlier on in the video, when the brakes are on, they're great, but it was getting them on. It's a bit of a mare.
What was it like going from Dora to driving blue?
Oh, I nearly went through the windscreen. I borrowed blue one evening, just to nip up the road to the shop, I think it was, from the unit. And I got to the gate at the end and nearly went through the bloody windscreen. I touched the brakes, because in Dora you'd have to like push the brakes, and because I had a big spring to bring the pedal back, so not only are you trying to apply the brakes, you're fighting against the spring that I put on to bring, oh, what. Anyway, let's just have a quick look now. Hopefully, fingers crossed. It might be better just sat in the car, because I think we'll know just from that But then what we need to do is change the water bottle. I think really I should change that brake pipe. What we'll do is we'll have a look and see. I think I've got a spare. If I haven't given it to someone out on the tracks. But I think we had a spare for the front. If we have, might just change that again. I think, and then bleed it through again. But let's have a quick look. So we'll just turn this off. So no, we don't want to do it again. That's now complete. There we are. So while we're on, should we just have a quick look and see what codes we've got for fun? Let's just see, just for fun. I reckon, pump failure. Current pump failure.
Oh dear.
Pump sticks. Oh, I didn't know I had that false. Sensor right hand front, now there's a surprise. Broken wire. So see, these things are quite good. It's telling you an impedance, it's giving you an idea. There's your code, but it's giving you an idea of what it is, which I quite like with the Hawkeye.
The Nanocom doesn't do that.
No, it just gives you a code, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And then so we got the next one, sensor left hand front. Okay, we got the next one, DC failure, broken wire. It might not be a broken wire. It might be that it's pinched, or that it's come out at the BCU, or that there's lots of things, but it gives you an idea what to look for.
If you press this button as well, it gives you. You can scroll through. It gives you more text to give you a hint.
Oh, that's this one. We're on the right hand rear. So all my sensors obviously have failed with broken wires, and that's telling you the impedance is too high or too low. Historical pump failure. I don't know why I've got fun. I wonder if that's why I'm getting an injector going down once in a while. I don't think so, eh? Could it be?
Shouldn't be.
I don't know. No, because that'd have nothing to do with the ABS, will it? It's not going to. You know what these things are like? I don't understand electrics. That might be talking to the engine and saying, hey, brakes aren't working, slow the engine. I don't know these things. But anyway, so they're all historicals then, so they're not current. There's a lot of them, isn't there? I haven't done this for a bit. Look at all those. Broken wire. Right, so what we'll do is we'll just clear all them. Turn the ignition off. And we'll see what it gives us, because sometimes these codes will come up and then they just clear, and the fault's no longer there and it'll clear. It's a good idea to clear your codes. Because that might lead to something else, if you know what I mean. If it's running with a current code, sometimes that might tell the ECU to do something differently. So this will just test again now and see what codes are actually live. Some faults are not cleared. There's a surprise. Let's have a look. Let's just read them again and see what's still live. Probably all of them. Right hand sensor, DC failure, broken wire. Left hand front sensor, DC broken wire. Right hand rear. Just think I've got any sensors. Oh yeah, I must have one sensor, then it's still reading something.
Well, that's
how
why
come I've still got a speedo. So when your speedo goes down, you know all 4 of your sensors are done. But at the moment, I don't worry about putting new sensors in until I've got no speedo, because I don't use ABS. It never works. Traction control never works. So I don't worry about it. So anyway, let's have a quick look now. Unplug that. Let's see how them brakes feel now. Oh, we've got a nice pedal, and that's returning to the top, I would have said. Oh, or is it? That's only a tiny bit, that.
But that could just be playing the pin.
So, I start the pedal, so that's holding now. When I start the engine, it should drop to the floor, shouldn't it? So the servo's working. There you go, it's dropping. The servo's working. And my light's staying on the back.
No?
Might be fixed, peeps. Might be fixed. See, Land Rover do have good parts. Stick with real Land Rover parts off old Land Rovers. Don't buy new ones, they're too expensive, too expensive. But if you can get hold of an old, genuine parts sometimes, top tip here for you, sometimes you need genuine parts because for some reason they're different. Maybe because they're not made in China. But then again, maybe they are. Maybe they're different, made by different Chinese people. I don't know. But anyway, sometimes it pays to stick with original Land Rover parts, because not everything is made of chocolate. Not everything. Top tip for you. So we're going to change out, I think the cap, like I was saying earlier, I think the cap is maybe letting me down. The D2s run on a pressure, they run, the cooling system pressurizes, which helps to keep, water won't boil at such a low temperature under pressure, I believe. Now, this is just what I've read or I've picked up. So that's why it runs with like a positive pressure, so that the water won't boil. So what's happening on this is I'm losing water. I can see it all over the turret top, and I think it's the cap. So the donor car that we had just so happens to have, look at that, that's brand new, I'd say. Look, that cap looks very new. Very new. And the bottle doesn't look bad. So I'm thinking, we'll just take it off and swap it. Put that one on there, and let's see if that stays dry then.
What is it, third water bottle this year?
Third one, yeah. I don't know why I have all these issues. Maybe it's because I won't buy a new one. I'm a bit tight like that, peeps, a bit tight like that. But, you know, if you can reuse something, recycle something.
So instead of buying a new water bottle, you buy a whole breaker instead?
Yeah. Because that's got a water bottle that I can reuse. See, I like to reuse, recycle. Do you know what I mean? I'm
Eco-risk.
Yeah, I'm an eco warrior. I'm all for the planet, honestly. Planet Land Rover. I need to take that off there. I need to just go and get a little piss. Give me a second. So, let's take this little one off here. I haven't got my glasses on, but I'm sure we can manage. See what I mean about the little bit of pressure there? That's not a problem. It should be like that. Now, if you're doing this, what I will say to you is, see this pipe here goes to the top of the radiator. They get very brittle, very brittle. You'll see on mine there's bits of rubber pipe by that and stuff. That's because they just keep breaking. You touch them, they break. So if they do, don't worry about it. Just cut it a bit short, put a bit of pipe on, be fine. It's only really like the expansion. So put that one straight in there. That one straight back on there. Clip back on. Oh, cheap tools don't work for long.
Pit stop strikes again.
Yeah, I love tool zone. So I'll clip back on there. And that's ready to go back in.
And you wonder why your tools break.
Done the wrong way. It should be going that way. Put that pipe on facing the wrong way. Did it on purpose, you know, just to show you, just so as it can say to people, make sure you do things, check how they came off and put them back the same. So I did that on purpose, did honestly.
Is that what you're sticking to?
That's my story. Sounds like a good one. So that's going on that way. That wants to be like that. It's there like that. Now I have got
seated
some,
properly.
I think so. It's over the barb, isn't it? I think as long as it's over the barb, we'll be all right. Should put my glasses on when I'm doing stuff like this, really. But I can't bother finding them because I lost them again. Welcome to my world. See them? Don't need them.
Surplus to requirement.
Keep them there just in case, you know? Just in case. Tuck them down there where you know where they are. You know, you put something safe. So anyway.
What are them 2 plugs for?
They're for the EGR modulator and the boost modulator. No, boost modulator. So it would have been for the old EGR modulator and I don't know, something else. Something that's not used any longer. I'll just go and get some coolant. We'll put a bit of coolant there.
We're using
Show you the
coolant?
way. Yeah, I got proper coolant as well, you know.
Not
hey?
water?
No, no water. Well, there is water in it, but I've got proper coolant. You watch this. Watch this space. And I know where it is. Look at that. Went straight to it. No messing about looking for that one. So, right, as you know, I don't want to teach you how to suck eggs, right? There's your bleed on the D2. So, these are detachable for a reason. Okay, so we'll go through that now. So, top it up. This in position if you want, in situ or out, however you like, but let's say it's in situ pretty much. You want to top that up, filling it all over the engine compartment, making a lovely mess, because that's good for the paintwork, you know? So make sure you do that, make sure you fill it just like that. And you know, it's hellishly expensive, but that doesn't matter. So, fill it to the top. And then, this little bleed here. Get the gasket out, you know. Well, mine is. I think Connor's got a posh one, a little metal one. Have you, Connor?
Yeah.
Oh.
Viewers at home, be careful with them because they have a habit of snapping, and then, yeah,
Then you're knackered.
You're knackered,
Then
yeah.
just go and get a decent pair of pliers. So, like I was saying, I'll edit that little bit out. Won't we, Connor? Probably not, knowing Connor. Just likes to take the piss. So, undo that. Come on. So what we're looking to do is just get pure coolant out of here, no air. You see that air that came out to start with? I'd like to give it a little bit of a run and see it's coming down in the bottle. And then, to be sure, what you need to be doing is lifting this thing up in the air. I don't know whether you can hear that because of all the Suzuki racket that's going on in there. But when you lift that up in the air, you will hear a glug, glub, 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 as it all goes down.
What noise does it make?
Glub, 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 glub. Hear that? I don't know whether you can hear that. I can, and my hearing's awful. So if you can't, what's the matter with you? You must be older and worse and more deaf than me. So anyway, have that up in the air like that. And just pop that out and make sure you get a good stream like that. No air in there. I'm happy with that.
Good strong flow.
And at the same time, adjust your level. So get it, see the level. This is a cold level here. Cold level, right, it does say that there, so I don't know why I'm telling you. The cold level, right, and then hot, it should be wherever it is really. Probably pissing out all over the road. But anyway, so, cap back on. Now I think this cap should go down as far as it'll go. Like that, so it's nice and tight. I think if you leave it loose, I don't know, but I think if you leave it loose and it's just going to leak, innit? Because it's set to a pressure. And then there should be a little peg there that goes into. Told you that'd fit, Connor. He tried to tell me they were different before, you know. He did. Takes the piss out of me, doesn't he? But he said, no, they're different. 10p and 15p are different. Oh, well, I've got news for you, spreadsheet engineer. The coolant bottles are exactly the same. And anyway, right, that's... I should stop ranting like that, shouldn't I? Right, so that's done, I need to bleed the clutch through. Oh, I need to take that special tool out of there. The special Master Cylinder fitting tool. But we're pretty much done under there now, I think. Bleed the clutch, It's tight, isn't it? Let's just check that's tight. Don't want to be losing water out of there, do I? No, it wasn't tight.
You can use the coolant to wipe off some of the mud out the engine bay.
No mud in here. That's traction dust.
Traction. Then if you look very closely in his scuttle panel, he keeps spare bolts and
You never
fag
know
ends
when you might need one.
and leaves.
And do you know them fag ends, right? Them fag ends, they're ever all stuck. I watched this on YouTube the other night. Surprising what I watch on YouTube. But a fag end, now, you pull the filter out, you've got a hole in something plastic, you put the filter in it and just drip a load of super glue on it. It goes rock hard, people. Rock hard like a plastic repair. God, I watch some shit, I do, honestly. Never mind. Anyway, I digress again. So, we're going to do the clutch now. Connor's going to get in and do the pumpy bit, while I get underneath and do the dirty bit. So, we'll just set a camera up for that. I don't know why, but I feel I should tell you about this, really. The clutch is a pain in the ass on this to bleed through. I don't know why, whether it's because of the silly little loop that they have in the clutch line, or whether it's because it steals fluid from the brake master cylinder, or whether there's some other stupid design. But it's a nightmare to bleed through sometimes. Lots of people say put the front end slightly higher than the back. I've heard people say like pump the pedal up and leave a piece of wood on it overnight. There's all sorts. I've tried all sorts of stuff. I've tried vacuum bleeders, which I don't get on with. I've tried. The thing is with this, you can't use. You'll know the Gunson kits that you get for bleeding your brakes. They're brilliant. Put them on your car tyre. Don't do a top for the D2. Everything else you do a top for. No top for the D2. So you can't use that on it. So a lot of people have said to me, reverse bleed it. I don't like reverse bleeding. I'm sorry, people. There's going to be loads of you out there that go, it's all right, it's the best way to do it. I'm sure it is, right? I'm sure, but I don't like the idea of that. Surely these seals and things like that inside these cylinders, surely, right, they're designed to work in one direction or the other, not both. I don't know, but don't seals have like little lips and stuff like that, you know? And if that's not there for a reason, then why is it there? And I think by pushing fluid the wrong way, can't be good. Can't be good. It's not good pushing things the wrong way, surely. I don't know. What do you think? Maybe you like pushing things the wrong way. I don't know. Leave a comment down there. And no innuendo, people. We're talking Land Rovers and off-roaders. Let's keep it clean. Keep it clean. Anyway, let's get on. I'm going on. Let me show you this. Because this is one of the last time I did the clutch and we managed to get it working. Because I went and bought one of these. Well, this is two kits really, I think. See that little bit there? That's Wonder Tool, that. I don't know if there's a little non-return valve in here or something, but what you tend to do is put that on, open up the bleed valve, and then just pump it. And it pumps and doesn't go back, and it doesn't let air in and out. And that's how I found last time, was to just put that on, and I got up with the car and just pump forever. And then came down, shut it off, and everything worked fine.
Should we give everybody a little lesson on how they work?
Should we try?
Yeah.
You watch it won't work. So, let me get underneath. I need to take all of the spanners, because I can't remember what size it is. And I'm too old to be in and out. I need to take a pair of glasses that I can barely see through, because they're covered in brake fluid.
Do you know the easiest way to bleed a D2 clutch?
No.
The easiest way to bleed a D2 clutch
Go on.
is you go to Pioneer
Yeah.
and you buy the braided clutch line and do away with that stupid pipe with the stupid pigtail in it. That's the easiest way.
Do you think, is that what the problem is?
I think so.
That's why I don't really understand why. That's to make it smooth, take the, I don't know, take some sort of kind of hydraulic movement.
I think
out
it's supposed to be hydraulic dampening.
Yes,
but
that was the word I was looking for.
I think it's a load of shite. I think I've had good success with the Pioneer.
It seems daft. It goes sort of like, come here, let me just show you. So there's your clutch master cylinder there, right? So as you can see, there's no reservoir. The reservoir comes off the bottom of the brake master cylinder. Which, why? There's plenty of room there. There's a little reservoir on there. It wouldn't be in anyone's way. It wouldn't have upset anybody. Do you know, it would have been straightforward. Hey ho, you've done that. So then, follow the pipes, mate. Follow the pipes. Look, it goes down there, and you think, oh, that's heading off down towards the slave cylinder, that on the bell housing. Oh no, it sneaks back up here, look. And it comes all the way over here, comes down here, down in here, and
into
it goes
the pit of mud.
into the pit of mud there, and it goes through this silly switch here. No, I don't really know. I think that's something to do with cutting your revs when you put your foot in the clutch or something like that. Is it needed? Man, it's an off-roader.
I don't think mine has that there.
I don't know why, but it's some kind of clutch switch. And I know I can read the clutch switch on the Hawkeye. So when you depress the clutch, it tells the ECU that the clutch is depressed, but I don't know why. And then anyway, it comes all the way back along here. And see in here, well, in fact, on this one, I've taken out the silly loop. I was like, oh no, there it is. There it is. See that silly loop down there, peeps? I don't know whether you can actually see that. It goes down, goes from a steel pipe to a tough plastic pipe, does a loop, and then goes back into steel pipe and goes down onto the slave cylinder the other side. That there is just an air trap. All this pipe work coming from there wants to go straight down, doesn't it? Straight down. And then the air will all just be here. But what's it do? It goes all the way around here and round there and goes on the roller coaster around the engine bay, just picking up air everywhere. What were you thinking? What? This is classic, isn't it, see, where the engineers just do not like mechanics. I think they've done that for a piss take. Tell you what, the guys that say, do you know what, some f***ing mechanics done my head in yesterday. I'm doing the clutch system today. See how they f***ing laugh now. I reckon that's what it is, you know. Pessimist. Anyway, let's get on, shall we, and do this.
Right,
2 minutes, let me read the clutch.
Should be just like golf now, handling. Brilliant, yeah. Should go float around the corners like a dream.
The door shut like a golf as well.
You do, yeah.
Yeah.
You do.
Hear the wind whistling in them as well.
That's just like a golf. It's a bit tight under here. Bit tight. Well, there's not a lot of room, but it's exhaust. I keep getting my hands stuck. Not very much room here, you know. He's laughing up there. He thinks it's just funny that I'm struggling.
That's payback for you laughing at me when I was doing my body lift.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I did laugh. I did, I'll be honest. Now then, getting this little baby on here is a bit tricky. One, because there's not a lot of room, and two, because my eyesight's not brilliant. I told you that. Right, so we can keep that on there. Should be able to. And up there. Open that, right, pump that pedal, Connor. So hopefully, now, the brakes might work properly. Clutch. Yeah, I thought it felt alright before. Maybe the water leak's sorted, I don't know. I'm going to go there, there's a little run down the road now and try and be brake. This one's not working. No, I need to change the brake line. Is he coming out with that or not?
Don't think so. Not yet.
Balls.
Shall we resume this later?
Yeah. Go for now. Just go. See if I've got a spare brake line somewhere. That's bad. This one's not working at all.
Jack of all trades, master of course.
What is he on about now?
I'm trying to get the grease off the tubes. Oh, it's dead tight. Look at my fingers, not so out. My fingers in there, get out.
He's a bit weird, you know, sometimes.
Oh, I'm covered in grease. No, I didn't say that. Yeah, sorry.
That's going in the outtakes. See, I think Graham just might be a bit scared that the chimney's going to show him up.
I agree, Connor. I agree. Now we're talking.
Don't encourage him, Connor.
Come on, what do you think? What do you think? Jimmy or Dora?